My name is Sam Smith, 35, and I'm a master blacksmith. I've come to this competition to win some prize money to reinvest into my mission of preserving old blacksmith shops, just to make sure I have something I can pass on to the next generation.
My name is Colton Kiso. I'm 18, and I'm a full-time bladesmith and blacksmith. I got into bladesmithing because I needed a good hunting knife, and I didn't have enough money to buy one, so I decided to make one. But it wasn't until 5 years later that I actually made a hunting knife that I could use.
My name is Scott Sweeter. I am 51 years old, and I am a blacksmith for a living. I love the process of making blades. There is no limit to what you can do with it. It's just your own imagination.
My name is Jared Cieslak. I am 22, and I'm a part-time bladesmith, but I put in enough hours for it to be a full-time job. I think I can do well in this competition just because I can improvise the moment and make the best out of the situation. But my biggest strength is the fact that I'm just super lucky. I just get away with a lot of things that I feel like I shouldn't.
Bladesmiths, welcome to the Forge. And welcome to our legendary bladesmithing competition like none other you've ever experienced. In front of a panel of expert judges that will tell us which of you hopefuls is our next Forest and Fire champion, walking out of here with a check for $10,000. Let's go ahead and meet your judges now. Up first, two-time Forest and Fire champion, Ben Abbott. Next, historic weapons recreation specialist, David Baker. And last, edged weapons specialist, Doug Marcaida. Bladesmiths, here in the Forge, we draw our inspiration from history and history's legends, like King Arthur and his legendary sword in the stone, Excalibur. Well, here in our first round of competition today, you guys will be choosing your fate by drawing your own swords from this stone. Etched on the side of each one of these blades is a particular Damascus pattern that you will have to execute in your final blade by the end of this round. I'm going to call you up one at a time in a random order, and you'll draw your sword from this stone.
I have to pull a sword out of the stone and make whatever steel is on that sword. I think rolling dice might be a safer bet.
Scott, you're up first. Pick your poison, buddy. It's not the one, huh? Oh, there it is. All right, what do you got there, Scott?
100-layer Damascus.
Ooh, good luck with that one, buddy. All right, Jared, choose your sword. What'd you pull?
Ladder pattern Damascus. Making Damascus is kind of what I do on a daily basis. So ladder pattern, this is kind of run the mill.
Sam, you're up next. What'd you choose, Sam?
Ball bearing canister. Ball bearing canister. Three of the most dreaded words I could possibly have read today.
Colton, come and choose your sword. All right, what'd you pull, Colton?
Twisted Damascus. How am I supposed to get a twist Damascus blade forged in 3 hours?
Gentlemen, you must forge your Damascus billet into a blade that is between 10 and 12 inches in length. Additionally, you must acid etch your blades by the end of the first round. If you make it to the second round, you'll have a chance to attach handles to your blades, making them fully functional so that we can test their strength and durability in a stone chop and edge retention in a leather bag slice after the time runs out and the judges have inspected your work. One of you will have to surrender your blade and leave the forge. Good luck. Your 3 hours starts now. So over here in our pantry, we've got pristine steels for these guys to choose from. We've got 4 different Damascus patterns out there on the floor. What is the toughest pattern we have out there?
One he's never done before.
Yeah. I choose 16 layers, alternating of 1095 and 15 and 20.
100-layer Damascus seems like it's probably the easiest one that we've got out there.
The trick is, how much steel does anyone start with?
I'm wondering if Scott left any steel for anybody else, man.
My plan is to get enough small pieces that I can stack together to form my 100 layers. Too frickin' big for this forge.
This is easily the hardest thing I've ever done. At home, I have all day to make a blade. I only have 3 hours here. I've got 3 pieces of each steel. I'm gonna cut them in half and stack them up alternating layers and forge weld them together.
Colton's 18 years old. He's been forging since he was 10. But here we have a twist pattern Damascus. What are we talking about here with this?
What Colton's gonna have to do is forge weld his layers together, draw them out into a bar, and physically twist the bar.
For this twist Damascus, I need good, solid welds.
It's going pretty good. I got my billet welded up and looking pretty good.
Jarrett has the ladder pattern. Dave, talk to me.
You want to build up those layers as quickly as you can, draw it out almost to the knife shape, then cut your ladder into it. Mistakes happen when people think they can get away with a low layer count. Suddenly you've forged it out, the pattern has just gotten mushy and gone away.
I'm going to get 2 billets forged out so I have twice as much material to get those layers up so you can actually see that pattern and go from there.
Aha! Doing 3 canisters because I'm not 100% sure how much material I'm going to end up with to meet the criteria. I have to make 3 canisters and then consolidate them into 1 billet. Gotta get that in there real good. I'm pretty wide out in there, so I have a nice clean separation between the canister stock and the steel that I'm trying to build in the inside. I believe I drew the short sword on this one.
1 hour has elapsed. You have only 2 hours remaining. Colton, he's over there on Big Blue, and his forge welds look great. Yeah. He still has to twist that billet, though.
My welds are taking amazingly. I'm not having any problems at all. It's miraculous.
That stack is big and long.
Yeah. The first press goes okay. Maybe the second press, I notice it's starting to split. Put a little more flux on it, see if I can get it back together.
I don't know how many layers Scott has at this point.
I think he's got his initial 16.
I believe what's left has a very good weld on it, so I keep going.
I got the billet all drawn out. I want to get the layer count up, so both of these are 16 layers, so that would be, what, 32 layers? If the layers weren't there in that pattern, it would kind of be muddled, so. I'm a little nervous just because there's a big gap in between these 2 pieces of steel, but I fluxed it pretty good, so hopefully it'll stick.
90 minutes! You have 90 minutes remaining to finish your work!
I'm feeling pretty good right now. I think I'm ready to twist.
Oh, man. Fella, you need to eat some more of everything.
The whole vise turns.
Twisting 1.5 inches wide when you don't weigh even half of what the vise weighs isn't going to happen.
I have a large workload just getting my material ready to build a billet. The stress is on.
Sam's got 3 cans. We've seen people struggle for 30 minutes per can.
Oh, yeah. Sam has really made a lot of work for himself.
Are you getting ready to start working? Can you hold that vise down for me? I ain't got enough weight to hold it.
Where? Which one?
That one over there.
Yeah, I'll help you. Do it. I wouldn't want to be in Colton's position, so I came to his aid.
Look at that. You see? There's camaraderie right there. He's got Sal helping out Colton.
I love it.
Now, a smith can't work on another smith's material, but you can be a post vise for him.
Hey, man.
Go, go, go. Colton needs something that I have a specialty providing. Monstrous mass. Almost there.
This is a perfect example of the bladesmithing community.
You got it, buddy. I feel that I'm helping Colton in 2 ways. He needed someone with enough mass to keep that thing from spinning around and around and around, and to set a good example. Colton now be more inclined to provide the same service for another smith someday.
That's good enough.
All right, yeah, you'll get it. You got the pattern now.
Sam, thank you, thank you, thank you.
That's awesome for Sam to do that.
Well done, brother.
You know, that took away time from his own work.
Right now, I had to start forming my ladder pattern.
Jared set up with a very thin cutting wheel. Is that gonna do it?
Now, you groove with a thin cutting wheel, you end up with 2 sharp corners and a narrow divot. You know, it's not really a good pattern if you just kind of score the surface a little bit. You really, really want to go in about 1/3 of the way.
Right.
Right now, I still have 16 layers.
Scott still has to do a restack.
Yeah, hopefully he's got that math right.
With 7 layers of 16, that'll give me over 100 layers.
Woohoo! Ah, jeez.
Well, pieces are coming off Sam's hands right now, so that's a good thing.
That's what I like to see. First 2 cans comes out wonderful. I crack open this 3rd canister, I see the ball bearings, think to myself, this is bad. I have a 3rd canister with incomplete welds inside. 3rd one never got hot enough. You can't have this. It's gonna have inclusions and D-lams possibly. Not liking this at all. If I can't fix these ball bearings, I'm done. Come on, Sam. Crack open this 3rd canister, I see the ball bearings, think to myself, this is canister hell. I have a 3rd canister with incomplete welds inside. 3rd one never got hot enough.
Can he make the parameters with just 2 cubes?
I think so.
Yeah, right? Stick with that. Now you can have 2 can Sams.
I have a plan. I decide I'm gonna fix these partially welded ball bearings in my canister by addressing it when I combine all 3 of my billets together.
Sam is over there welding some of those billets together.
2 birds, 1 stone. Let's see if it pays off.
You have just 60 minutes remaining to finish your work. Man, that Colton, he's doing a great job.
And that's the cool thing. Colton is done. All he has to do now is make a knife.
This kid is smart.
I got an hour left to quench, and might as well just do it now.
Colton quenches.
I pulled out of the oil, and it's perfectly straight. Now, I had plenty of time to finish grinding the bevels and then get it in the acid.
This is crazy to be doing this well at something like this.
Colton really does have time to refine his profile, get a longer acid etch in than if he was where these other smiths are in their process.
Going to the quench, I'm just really concerned about all of those score lines, that they're not creating any kind of stress risers.
And there he goes, Jarrett's in the quench.
Comes out fairly straight. It has a little bit of a corkscrew to it, but nothing I wouldn't be able to grind out.
10 minutes! Sam going at it, hammer and anvil. It's the first time.
Would have liked to have seen that 20 minutes ago, though.
I'm trying to define my blade shape now. And I look up at that clock and I realize the time for quenching is upon me. I'm doing what I can to take this billet and turn it into a rectangular piece of steel in which I can make a blade shape with.
Sam in the quench.
And it did turn out to be a straight edge, actually.
Oh my God, Sam, get it in the edge, man. Get it in the edge.
5 minutes, bladesmiths! Well, Colton's blade has been in the acid for the last 5 minutes.
Colton may be the longest acid etch I've ever seen in his voice.
I get the blade roughly shaped. I'm pleased with the pattern. I am not pleased with the handle. I'm going to have to do a lot of alterations to it to make it work properly.
Scott just quenched his blade. Whoa!
Surprised, it's pretty straight. But right now, I've got to get the scale off so I can dip it in acid before the clock runs out.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bladesmiths, shut down your machines, drop your tools. This first round of Damascus competition is over.
For the most part, I'm pretty pleased with what I've got. I know I can refine everything I need to. I just hope I can make round 2.
All right, Bladesmiths, you guys look exhausted, which means that we set up a pretty good challenge for you. Now, it's time for the judges to take a closer look at your work. Jarrett, go ahead and present your work to the judges.
First off, I really like the profile of this blade. I like the curves on it. I think it looks really good. I can see clearly your ladder pattern that you cut in here. I did notice you're using a cutoff wheel on the angle grinder to put the pattern in. It tends to make a relatively superficial pattern, so pay attention to where that pattern goes as you grind it. So in all, really well done.
Thank you.
Scott, please present your blade to the judges.
Kind of excited to see the 100 layers that you have here. But right now, what I see is this orange patina that you have from the etching. But the handle's just too big. Make the blade for our hands, we're gonna be testing it. Also, I'm worried about that junction you have there that's very narrow. We're not gonna go easy on this. We're gonna be chopping it to stone.
Thank you.
Colton, please present your blade to the judges.
You know, I think this is probably the longest etched blade we have ever had, which is fantastic because we can really see that pattern. It'd be nice to see the, you know, just the spine kind of cleaned up on this, and then develop this handle into a little bit more comfortable shape than it's at right now. It's close, but all in all, I think you did a fantastic job. She even put an edge on the dang thing. Nicely done.
Sam, we have a big problem. First of all, I'm gonna commend you because you conducted yourself like a true champion. This is the only $10,000 competition I've ever witnessed where a competitor will help another competitor to succeed. So thank you very much for that. You showed great competitive spirit. Unfortunately, you didn't finish the blade. You have an underdeveloped tip, you don't have a plunge grind, and it wasn't acid etched. For that reason, Sam, I have to ask you to please surrender your blade and leave the forge. Come on forward.
I'm proud of myself. I gave it my all. I would totally help Colton again if I was faced with the same decision, or anybody else that was to my left or to my right. Because blacksmithing is a community undertaking, and it's something we've forgotten in the 21st century. I'm not the Forge and Fire champion today. However, I feel like I have the skill set to be a contender. And then that makes me walk out of here a happy man.
Bladesmiths, congratulations. You've made it into this second round of competition, but that just means that your sagas have just begun. Now that your blades have been tempered, it's time to turn them into fully functional blades by attaching handles to them using only the bone, horn, or antler provided in our pantry. After this round, we'll be testing your blades for strength and durability in a stone chop and for edge retention in a leather bag slice. When the time runs out and your blades have been tested, one of you will have to surrender your work and leave the forge. Make them beautiful and make them badass. Good luck, Bladesmiths. Your 2 hour starts now. All right. So all of our smiths heading over to the pantry. What are you going for right out of the gate?
There's some flattened pieces of horn there. Super, super tough material, already just like a handle scale.
Dave, what do you think?
If I were Scott over there, you know, that long tang, weird handle he's got, I'd turn that into a through tang, grab a piece of the antler, spit it up on there, get a quick fix.
I'm not sure what kind of horn I grabbed, but it's big enough to do a hidden tang knife on. I decided to go with a hidden tang knife to solve the problem with the handle being too thin and too long. I plan on trying to do a little guard and a butt plate. I'd like to only spend 1 hour on the grinder. Then I can really focus on the handle and get it nice.
It seems like fitting up bone, horn, or antler to a full tang knife can be a real challenge. What do you think?
There are a couple of pieces of horn scale over there, which would be perfect for that young man's blade right there.
I'm gonna use, I think this is ram's horn. Still has like the rough texture on it, so hopefully it'll be grippy. Right now, I'm focused on profiling the blade to fix all the problems that the judges said was wrong with it.
Colton turned in a blade that pretty much had an edge on it, and now he's gonna have the most amount of time to work on his handle.
The problem he's got is his handle has this extra lobe on the back.
I didn't find anything that would match my tang, so I decided to match my tang to the handle. What I'm looking for is some thickness on the scales. My tang is wide at the back for a good lock-in fit when you're swinging it. Because I've done well in the first round, I think that I'll be able to go slow and steady and make sure my handle is just right this round.
little bit worried about Scott. He hasn't even started to address his handle material other than to lay it on his table.
I spent a long time on the grinder, but I needed to get the blade right before I move on to the handle, because otherwise it won't matter at all. I have to drill out the handle, and it's curved. You have to go in from both sides and hopefully meet in the middle and not drill through the side into your hand.
I should have drilled the holes before I hardened the knife. The handle is too hard to drill into.
Jared's having a tough time getting the drill bit through his tang.
The clock's bearing down on me. I'm trying to soften up the tang.
Bladesmiths, 1 hour has elapsed. Jared continuing to wrestle with his tang.
If I don't get these holes drilled, this could send me home.
His tang's kicking his ass.
Drilling on this knife, it's giving me a lot of trouble. After what seems like forever, finally I'm able to get a drill bit through it. I don't know if I'm gonna move on. Anything could happen, so it's kind of up in the air, so.
Colton's just cruising right along.
Just about finished up. Gonna do some stropping here. Shaping horn like this, I might try and touch up some spots with some hand sanding. Make sure there's no sharp spots or anything. I really don't know what else I could do to it.
I'm at the grinder, and I see a crack. This crack could completely make this blade fail in testing. So I really need to grind away at that spot. I don't really have a lot of time to do this, and it's not as sharp as I would like it, but for chopping against rock, it hopefully will hold up fine and then stay sharp enough to cut that leather bag.
15 minutes, gentlemen. Hey, Colton, don't panic.
Oh, you got the thumb.
I feel like I'm proving I can hang with the big dogs.
There's a fine line between cocky and confident, and I know because I've always been on the cocky side of that line.
I need to start working on the guard and butt plate.
10 minutes, Bladesmiths.
I set myself up to peen the handle. I can't seem to make it hot enough and peen it over, so I have to figure out something else. I'm gonna make a wedge for this because I know that will hold. The wedge needs to be strong enough to withstand the force of impact, because if that wedge fails, then the handle can slide right off.
He's only got 5 minutes. He's got to knock those corners off of that butt cap.
Right now, I am scared I'm not gonna get it done in time.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bladesmiths, stop all that sharpening. This second round of competition is over.
If something goes wrong with my blade, it's gonna be the handle. I made it as secure as I possibly could, but the fit and finish, that's what I always struggle with.
Bladesmiths, welcome to the stone chop. In this test, we're going to test your edge and your overall construction of your blades to see how they hold up. I'll be smashing them into these stones. Dalton, you're up first. You ready? All right.
I'm feeling pretty good, but I know Ben will really hit it hard. If I take too much damage, there will be no edge left to cut the leather back.
Well, Colton, first things first, your blade held up really well. There's evidence of some serious scratching from the stone, but we're bashing a knife into a rock, so I expect some kind of abrasion, and that's what I find. This is an extremely slick handle. There's not really much on this handle keeping me from falling back here, but all that being said, you got a nice looking knife here, so well done. Scott, how you feeling?
A little nervous.
Understandable.
I had to struggle with the handle, and I really hope I got a good enough edge on it. I mean, who chops stones with knives?
Scott, how you feeling?
A little nervous.
Understandable.
I really hope I got a good enough edge on it. I mean, who chops stones with knives?
Well, Scott, as you can see, you're all in one piece. This one took the slightest of roll right here where I can feel it underneath my finger. There's some cosmetic issues going on here. Your spine jumps down and then handle jumps up, and there's some gapping in between the guard and the blade. But your blade held up well, so nice job.
Thank you.
Jared, you're up. You ready?
Sure.
You sound excited.
Yeah. Ben's got my blade in his hands, and I'm super nervous. I'm just worried that as soon as Ben hits that rock, my blade's just gonna come flying apart.
Well, Jarrett, your blade held up really well. Your edge, where I was hitting, it's no longer as sharp as it was. It's still got an edge in spots, but there's a lot of glinting along there. I really like the profile you got going on here. This reminds me of old Celtic iron knives and fun stuff like that. I like the proportions of your handle. Put my hand in there, everything is comfortable. All in all, it's still straight, still good, so well done.
Thank you.
All right, Bladesmiths, this is the sharpness test, the leather bag slice. Now, this is all about how sharp your blades are and how well they cut these bags. Colton, you're up first. You ready for this? Okay. All right, Colton, let's talk about your edge here. On the first two cuts, you can see right here, it's not as sharp from the dulling from cutting onto the stone. But the edge over here is razor sharp, and that part did cut into this bag. So your blade, it will cut. All right, Scott, your turn. Ready, sir?
Yes, sir.
Let's do this. All right, Scott, some dulling from hitting the stone, but there is an edge over here that does allow for a cut on the bottom right there. So it will cut.
Thank you.
All right, Jared, your turn. So you ready?
Go for it.
All right. All right, Jared, the grind that you have over here that was affected by the stone, it's not as sharp to cut through these bags. It will not cut.
Jarrett, it's pretty obvious your blade doesn't make the cut literally. And for that reason, I'd like to invite you to shake our hands and then please exit the forge. Come on forward, my friend. Beautiful Damascus blade.
Thank you. I agree with the judge's decisions. I think if I had a little more time with not dealing with that crack that came in there, would have had a little more time to get that edge nice and sharp and cut the bag. I had a blast competing and everybody was super great, so I had a fun time. It was cool just for the experience.
Colton, Scott, in this competition, we were inspired by history's legends. Now we ask that you continue to be inspired by history's legends as we send you back to your home forge to make one of these. Excalibur! It's actually not Excalibur. The sword in the stone is a medieval broadsword. The actual sword in the stone is located in Siena, Italy, believed to have belonged to Saint Galgano. Legend has it the Archangel Michael asked Galgano to give up all of his possessions, which he argued would be harder than splitting a stone. To prove his point, Galgano struck a rock with his sword, which cut through with ease, leaving only the hilt and a few inches of blade exposed. The sword and stone is still encased to this day inside the Monteseppi Chapel. While it's impossible to authenticate the sword's legendary history, recent scientists have verified that an analysis of the metal dates back to the 12th century, consistent with the timeline of Galgano. The length of the blade must be between 29 and 31 inches. It must be at least 2 inches wide at the base, where it meets the cruciform guard that is to be between 7 and 8 inches in length. It must have a disc pommel, fullers on both sides of the blade, and be double-edged.
The hardest part of making this sword is going to be getting it all symmetrical. I've never made a sword before.
Bladesmiths, you will have just 4 days at your home forges in which to complete this challenge. At the end of those days, you will return and present your swords to our panel of expert judges. And after they've put them through some epic tests, they'll declare one of you the Forge and Fire champion, who walks out of here with a check for $10,000. Good luck, Bladesmiths. We'll see you in 4 days.
I've been given the challenge to make the sword in the stone. I'm gonna make the blade out of Damascus steel. I'm alternating the layers, 1080, 8670. Now we'll put the billet in the forge and then draw it out. Day one's over. I'm excited that I got my blade forged pretty close to shape.
Today, I'm making a European broadsword. I'm going to do 2 types of twisted Damascus going opposite directions and a linear bar for the center. I am very happy to be back home. I know that I have all the proper tooling to do stuff very quickly, but I think it's going to be a very challenging competition. It's the end of day 1. I got the twisted Damascus done. I've got to cut them to size and then clean up the edges that I'm going to re-weld. That's where it's at right now.
I'm feeling pretty nervous going into the quench, really hoping I don't get any warps or cracks. Oh, it's taking a warp. I'm really struggling here. I'm bending it, seeing if it will straighten. My biggest worry is if the blade just snaps in half. This is not what I planned. Oh, it's taking a warp. I'm bending it, seeing if it will straighten. I'm heating it up with a torch and trying to drop water droplets on it to see if I can set it back into shape. I finally get this warp out by taking my pair of tongs and pushing down on the sword. That straightened it out a little bit. Trying to fix the warp really set me back, but tomorrow I'm going to come in with a fresh mind and see what I can get done.
Yesterday was really productive. I got the 3 bars of Damascus put together, forged out to a sword, and then I got it ground down. Today's most important thing is getting that heat treat done. If I can get it done early, I can focus on the handle for the rest of the build. It's pretty straight, and it definitely heat treated. I'm just gonna clamp it while it cools. I thought I had the heat treat right, but unfortunately, after I pull it out, it's got a nice warp in it. Oh. It looks like I might have to heat treat again. The one difference is I'm going to use my quench tank as my temper oven. I'm going to get the oil up to the same temperature as I would the oven, to about 450 degrees, then hold my sword in it for at least 10 minutes so it gets a nice soak. Pull it out of the quench, and comes out almost perfect. All I have to do tomorrow is fit and finish, guard, handle, pommel.
The theme of day 3 is handles and guards. All that needs to be done is etching and sharpening on the blade. I'm going to acid etch the blade now, let it set in there for a few minutes. So the top of the blade is not hardened as much as I would like it to be. I want to make sure that it's not going to take a bend or a set. It seems to have held up pretty well. So the last thing I need to do is the handle. It's the end of day 3. I have a finished blade. I got the guard fit up. The handle's shaped like I want it. All I have left to do is the pommel, and then it's done.
Beginning of day 4, I'm ready to get the sword finished. First, I need to get the holes drilled on the guard and the pommel. And that's all I need. It's looking pretty good. End of day 4, this broadsword is built, and I am ready to go have dinner with my wife.
Colton, Scott, welcome back to the Forge. You've had 4 days at your home forges to work on your finale weapons. Colton, how did it go for you?
I'm pretty happy with what I turned out. I made a 40-layer Damascus blade. The guard is mild steel, the handle is desert ironwood, and the pommel is mild steel as well.
All right. Scott, how did it go for you at your home forge?
Had a few issues, but I'm pretty happy with how the finished sword came out. My blade is a 3-bar Damascus sword, twist going each direction in a center of laminate. The fittings are bronze, and it has a wire wrap handle.
All right, Bladesmiths, we'll be putting your weapons through a series of 3 tests to test the strength, sharpness, and overall functionality of your blades. Up first, Doug.
All right, Bladesmiths, welcome to the keel test. It's time to get medieval on your broadsword. We'll take your weapons and deliver some slashes and blows on this ballistics dummy. Colton, you're up first. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Let's have fun.
I'm feeling confident about my sword, but I really don't know what could go wrong. I've never made a sword before.
All right, Colton, first up, I really appreciate the balance you have with this because it's easy to wield with forward slashes, backhands, and thrusting with it. Your edge is sharp. Now, your handle is just a little bit too tall for me in the sense of it's a wider here, but I can still get a good grip on it, and more importantly, this sword, with its balance, it will kill.
Thank you.
All right, Scott, your turn, sir. You ready?
Yes, sir.
Let's do this.
I'm ecstatic to see Doug playing with my sword because it's exciting to see what it can do to the human body, what it's built for.
All right, Scott, first up, that is beautiful to look at. Now, the wire wrap does give me some kind of contours to hold on to. Every slice, or should I say chop, dug deep into this ballistics dummy. Overall, the kind of weapon and damage you can do with this, it will kill.
Thank you.
All right, gentlemen, it's time for the strength test. Now, to test the strength and overall construction of your blades, we have the battering ram chop. Colton, you're up first. You ready?
All right.
Okay.
I'm worried that my blade is almost too light. I made this blade for slicing, not chopping trees down. Dave's getting ready to swing, and he's really gonna get after it. I made this blade for slicing, not chopping trees down.
So, Colton, there's some definite issues in the heat treat. Right here at the guard, you picked up a bend, and it's not a warp. This sword is now bent. And also up here where the sword is the thinnest, right at the end of the fuller. It's a beautiful piece, but that's a major problem.
severe.
Do you feel like I could continue testing?
I wouldn't.
It's like a gun barrel that's already curved. I don't want to fire something like that. If it's that extreme, if it's here, it's one thing, but it's always starts at the handle.
Yeah, I mean, it's already failed, as far as I'm concerned.
I'm seeing the judges talking, and it's nerve-wracking.
All right, Colton, there's a problem with your blade. The judges have given your blade a vote of no confidence. In other words, it held together, but it's not safe to move forward in testing. That doesn't mean that you've lost this competition. Scott, your blade still has to hold up in this strength test. Dave?
I am very nervous. I am very, very nervous. I don't know how it's going to do. All I can do is trust that I built it correctly.
So right off, Scott, everything's solid and tight. All in all, I think you did a great job. Nicely done.
Thank you.
Colton, unfortunately for you, this means that your blade doesn't make the cut and you cannot be the Forged and Fire champion. For that reason, I'd like to invite you to shake our hands, shake Scott's hand, and then please leave the forge. Come on forward, my friend. How old are you?
18.
Hey, man, the world's yours.
I knew the bend, it could have possibly happened. He outperformed me, and that's okay with me. I can be outdone. Good job.
Thank you.
I might not have won Forged in Fire, but I have learned so much as a bladesmith, and I have grown as a person doing this competition.
Scott, congratulations. You are the Forged and Fire champion, and that is a title that comes with a check for $10,000. Good job, my friend.
Thank you.
Come on forward. Excellent.
Thank you. I won. My blade survived. I feel ecstatic, amazed, however you want to say. I hope that by doing this, I can go full-time bladesmithing.